Students, this is e-content pertaining to the program Bachelor of Social Work. The subject is basic sociological concepts of first semester of Mangalore University, and the session number is 16. The topic for this session is characteristics of social organization. Let us begin with a recap of the previous class. In the previous class, students understood the nature of social organization. The learning objective for this session is to know the characteristics of social organization. The expected session outcome is that the students understand the characteristics of social organization. Now let us have a look at some of the characteristics of social organization as stated by Ogburn and Nimkov. The first characteristic is that social organizations are not functioning in the same way in all societies. Different societies, from pre-literate to the present day modern societies, have social organizations such as family, hunting party, clans, ceremonial organizations in religions, etc. The second characteristic is that social organizations are not found in equal number everywhere. The number of social organizations also varies with the size of the population. Larger communities have more number of social organizations, whereas smaller communities have lesser number of social organizations. The third characteristic is that social organization differs with the extent of accumulation of culture. Different societies have different types of social organizations depending on the extent of development of culture. For example, a society of tribals or Eskimos may not have sophisticated social organizations such as banks, courts, rotary clubs, etc. The fourth characteristic is that social organization is also a function of the division of labor, that is, of specialized activities. The division of labor and specializations are on the higher side in complex societies. There is a greater need for social organizations in complex societies than in simpler societies. The fifth characteristic is that when the number of social organizations increases, more and more single purpose organizations come to be established. That is, an example of this is that most of the functions of family have shifted to specialized social organizations, such as the educational function is taken care of by the schools and colleges, whereas the function of entertainment has shifted to cinema houses, sports clubs, etc. The sixth characteristic is that of the various social organizations, some are not only multipurpose in nature but also almost universal in nature. Examples of such social organizations include family, religion, and government. It is seen that these social organizations are universal in nature and they serve multiple functions. The seventh characteristic is that social organizations found in the form of associations have a shorter history and are less widely distributed. Examples of such social organizations include parent teacher associations and athletic clubs. The functions are limited to one or few. The eighth characteristic is that there are minor social organizations which function in the subdivision or subdivisions of associations and institutions. Examples of such organizations include individual businesses, social clubs, and committees. Such organizations are less widespread, more short lived, and specialized. The ninth characteristic is that social organizations may be formal or informal in nature. Examples of formal type of organizations are bank, hospital, army, court, corporation, government departments, and political parties. These are characterized by a specific function, division of labor, a hierarchy of authority, and formal relations. Examples of informal organizations include cliques or gangs of friends. These are smaller in size, these are based on informal relations and are formed to fulfill the needs which are not fulfilled by the formal organizations. So, these are some of the characteristics of social organizations. Let us have a look at the session summary. The characteristics of social organizations have been given by Ogburn and Nimkov, which have been listed above. Now let us have a look at some of the MCQs. The first MCQ says that social organizations are functioning in the same way in all societies. This statement is A true, B false, and the right answer is B false. The second MCQ says social organizations are found in equal number everywhere. This statement is A true, B false, and the right answer is B false. The third MCQ says social organization differs with the extent of accumulation of culture. This statement is A true, B false, and the right answer is A true. The fourth MCQ says when the number of social organizations increases, more and more single purpose organizations come to be established. This statement is A true, B false, and the right answer is A true. The fifth MCQ says social organizations found in the form of associations have a shorter history and are less widely distributed. This statement is A true, B false, and the right answer is A true. The references for this PPT have been given in this slide. The students can refer this book for a better understanding of this topic. Thank you.